Well, it's about 10:30 a.m. I just got back from work. I had some errands to do. So I worked from 8 a.m. or 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. after playing a gig at the local dive bar, which was amazingly fun. Very successful. Got everybody up dancing, staying the whole night. It was just a great time. So basically what's happening is I am sort of have reversed my routine. So I'm eating sometimes now in the morning when I get off work, because that's kind of similar to working till 5 p.m. and then having dinner, right? So today is one of those days. So I'm eating early. And then after I eat, I'll wait 4 hours and I'll start in on the sweet fruit. Today I've got couple of dance classes I'm going to. So that means by 2 o'clock I'll be eating sweet fruit and I'll have tons of energy by 6 p.m. Or actually I'll have to leave about 4. So I'll have plenty of energy to take me through all the way till, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, going to work and whatnot. Anyway, so I'm sure you've all seen this before. This is spiralized zucchini. This is a spiralizer. Here's the little things that came out of the spiralizer after I did it. So I'm making my version of vegan, low-fat, raw vegan spaghetti. So here are most of my ingredients for this this meal, the spaghetti meal. So I've got a bunch of luscious ripe tomatoes, organic tomatoes. I've got a nice big luscious lime. I have the greens of green onions. I've got a jalapeno pepper. I have some mushrooms on the side, which I will dip into the spaghetti sauce once I make it. And I've got celery. And what's interesting about the celery is that, when you get down to this part, the core of the celery, it gets kind of bitter, right? So what I do is I take those cores and I put them in the spaghetti sauce, and that gives it the salt, the salty flavor. This is not something really that tastes very good if you eat it, but, it seems to add a little bit of the salty flavor to the spaghetti sauce. This time around, I've got a bunch of organic corn that I'm probably going to mix in with the spiralized noodles, because I love corn. I think I'm half Mexican. I speak Spanish, and corn is one of my favorite foods. So that's going in there as well. That's a first for me. I've never done that. Never mixed it up with zucchini, but it is a starchy vegetable. So if I wanted to, I could put carrots in there, or I could eat carrots on the side and dip the carrots in the spaghetti sauce. All of those starchy vegetables are properly food combined. You can combine starchy vegetables all day long and get away with it and be just fine. I mean, as long as you stay away from the fat and that sort of thing. And then I've got some sun-dried tomatoes here soaking, so those will go in as well. I've got some Italian herb spices and some chili powder and a clove of garlic. So the garlic is really a no-no, but I'm only going to use 1 clove. That's it. Garlic is a stimulant, and I can actually feel it in my gut when sometimes after I eat spaghetti. I don't think it's a benevolent agent, and certainly overstimulating, but I'm giving way to the flavor that it adds and using it very conservatively. So that's the way that goes. I'll also cut up some cucumbers and dip those in the spaghetti sauce once I make it. Now, this whole idea of natural hygiene, which I've followed all my life, but in this situation where I'm working graveyard, it's kind of turned on its head, and it hasn't really made a difference, right? So, if you know the 3 cycles of natural hygiene, which I've explained in previous videos, the first cycle is like 3 a.m. to noon, and that's your elimination cycle. Noon to 8 is your consumption cycle, when you're eating most of your food, and then from midnight until 3 is your absorption cycle, when you're asleep. So you're absorbing nutrients, which you're invariably, at least in the case of like carbohydrates, you're using the next day. So, the whole idea of the elimination cycle from 3 a.m. to noon is that you're kind of cleansing your colon out with all this fruit. You start off with citrus and get into, what do they call it? Semi-acid fruit like apples and that sort of thing. And then you get the sweet fruit. And that's sort of a cleansing process, a daily cleansing process. And it's supposed to coincide with your natural rhythms, right? Your biorhythms or whatever. So I'm kind of, I'm reversing that in a way, or I'm offsetting it. And so far it hasn't made much of, any difference really at all. And, when I get off work, a couple hours later, I'm actually hungry for, my dinner at 10 o'clock in the morning, or 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. So I'm finding in a lot of cases when you're strictly low-fat, raw vegan that, a lot of the stuff is not as crucial as it may be as if you're a vegetarian or a SAD or, high raw or whatever. I mean, it just doesn't have... The diet is so pure, so clean, and so full of water and nutrients that, your body just adapts to it, As long as you stay away from poor combinations of foods and overstimulating things like garlic and the whites of onions and onions in general, you're just not going to run into a lot of issues along that line, like the issue of not eating anything solid after 8 p.m. at night, which is a principle of proper food combining, and also, fit for life, and the cycles, the 3 cycles of natural hygiene. That just doesn't apply. Once you hit this level of purity in your diet, these things don't affect you. You can eat dinner at 3 o'clock in the morning, wake up at 7, and have all the energy in the world, more than you ever had when you were on a standard American diet, with the exception of those people addicted to caffeine who are bouncing off the walls. So anyways, that's the way it goes. So now I'm going to make the spaghetti sauce. I just have to mention that I did buy a lime squeezer. It's a nice one, pretty fancy, and it was only like $8 at Walmart. So a half hour before, I was in Target, and I was desperate for a lime squeezer because I actually had remembered that I didn't have one. So I bought one there that cost me $18, and it's not much better than this one. And then I was cruising through Walmart, and I saw this for $8. So that's a $10 difference, just in case you ever find yourself in a situation like that. So I want to demonstrate something, because I don't see anybody doing this on cooking shows or Instagram or Facebook or anywhere else where there's food involved. Certainly not the raw foodist. And that's how to cut vegetables, all right? So here's a cucumber, right? So when you cut a vegetable, if you're going to slice something like that, you curl your fingers in and you lean the knife against your knuckle, right? So you constantly put pressure on the knuckle to get better light, and that guides you and keeps you, and the fact that your fingertips are curled under keeps you from cutting them off. So instead of going, doing this laborious thing that everybody does, there's a simple technique you can use, and it makes quick work of this kind of thing. So you may wonder why I'm wearing a hat indoors. Fact is even on cloudy days, there's so many windows in this house that the light is just incredibly bright. So if you sit down to do something like read or watch YouTube or whatever, the glare is intense. And I have a problem with that glare anyways because I'm so nearsighted. So I usually am wearing a hat, you know, when I'm sitting in certain areas. Anyways, it may not, I may not look all that GQ, but I clean up pretty good. So anyways, I'm eating my spaghetti. And what did I want to talk about? Oh, I wanted to talk about the gig last night. So I went down to the Alibi, you know. I was there kind of late. I got hung up in a traffic jam coming out of Hilo. So I got there late. And a lot of times, you know, place folds up by 9 o'clock. But last night, more people started coming in at 9 o'clock, right? And I kind of, you know, I figured I'd maybe just hang out and not really even play, you know. My keyboard player was there. My current bass player was there. And my keyboard player just wanted to transfer some video off his computer onto a zip drive I had. So we sat around and talked, and you know, this is at the Alibi, which is, like I said, a total dive blue collar bar. But you know, the people are really nice. That's what cracks me up. Anyways. I don't know if that niceness has to do with the fact that they're medicating with alcohol or what, but you know, they are nice. Very cool people. So, you know, things started to pick up and all these people started to come in, and so I thought, okay, you know, I kind of feel like playing now. We got a crowd in here and everything. So I got up there and we just knocked out 6, 7 Tom Petty songs, like in a very professional way, just started rocking the place out. And there were all these people on the dance floor dancing and everything. It was just great fun. The drummer there was this guy Pablo from Chile, you know, so I got to speak Spanish with him, and of course he was a very good drummer, and that helped us a lot tremendously. So much depends on the quality of your drummer, and he had never played any Petty songs before in his life. So, I mean, the whole thing just went really well, you know, which is strange because you plan for gigs and do all this, that, and the other thing. But, you know, on a night you just show up and you're not really that into it and you just decide to get up and start playing. You know, it turns out to be something really stellar. So that was a lot of fun. Okay, I wanted to show you guys, you know, really how easy it is to be 80-10-10, to be low-fat, raw vegan. I'm about to, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm about to go into Hilo on the bus and go to a jazz dance class. The class is from 6 to 7. Then I'm going to get on the bus, come back. Of course, I'm driving into Pahoa, which is 10 miles where I work, and I'm leaving my car there, and then I'm getting on the bus with my bike. Okay, so I don't have to take any of this stuff with me to Hilo. This is for work, right? Now, I'm not going to make it back to the house for dinner, and I'm still on my sweet fruit thing this time of day, and I got lots of physical activity coming up, so I don't want to eat dinner now, so I'm taking dinner with me to work, okay? But let me show you what I got here. I got a box with 4 good-sized Gala apples, a package of blonde dates, a bunch of bananas with celery, okay? So that's going to be the fruit that I eat at work. The salad, I've got a bunch of romaine lettuce. I have 3 or 4 tomatoes. I got this huge big avocado, which I'll only eat about 1/3 of. And I got some limes. So I'll just take the I'll just take the romaine lettuce, break it up, put it in the bowl, mix some avocado and lime together, and then slice some other avocado, put it on the salad, put the salad dressing in there and the tomatoes, mix it up, and it's a perfectly satisfying meal. So this is what I usually do when I'm leaving early in the afternoon or mid-afternoon, and I won't be back till 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I want to eat dinner at some point. So I will eat this when I arrive at work at midnight, sometime between midnight and 1 a.m. Up to that point, I'll just be eating, I'll eat some sweet fruit. I'll quit that about 6 o'clock. Then I may eat, some subacid like the apples or whatever. And so that's that. It's really not that complicated. Kalapana bus, and it's quite crowded. It's filling up, and it's headed back down to where I'm at, down in Kalapana. But I'm sitting here with my bike waiting for the bus to go to Hilo, the opposite direction. So just got off the bus. I'm in Hilo now, and I'm riding through this big shopping area. The dance studio's maybe a mile from here. So here is the dance studio. Okay, I've arrived at the dance studio. It's called Center Stage Dance. Bananas before this dance class. And that's going to give me some extra energy for sure. So dance classes these days are a little bit expensive actually. It's $14 for an hour. Last time I took dance seriously, it was about $10 for an hour and a half, in which you went through a whole routine, 45 minutes of stretching, and then, across the floor, and then you did a whole routine. So this dance class is going to be very scaled down. This is a point class, ballet. But coming up here pretty soon is a jazz class that I'm going to take. And my best estimate is that there won't be anybody in that class over the age of 30. So here I am at 71. I actually feel stronger, more agile, healthier than when I was 20. So I can't really tell a difference except for a few, aches and pains on the mechanical side. But I'm ready to go. I haven't had a dance class. I haven't taken a dance class probably in a year and a half at least. I mean, I'm in good shape. But I'm just unsure as to my ability at this point. I think I'm totally in shape, so it should go well. It's just starting. We're going to be stretching for a while. As you can see, there's nobody here that's over the age of 30 for sure.
Plenty of time to really figure out how you want to feel in this dance. Okay? And we also have plenty of time to figure out what they're saying. So don't worry about it. Okay, starting from the top, head looking down. Looking.
Vem pagar lenha, rojão, traz a lenha pro fogão, vem fazer armação. Hoje é dia de sol, alegria de verão, é curtir o verão.
Repeat.
Vem pagar lenha, rojão, traz a lenha pro fogão, vem fazer armação. Hoje é dia de sol, alegria
But I really do look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you so much. You did well. Bye.
So this is the hip hop class, which is right after jazz class. So maybe next week I'll take them both. But yeah, it was pretty fun. It's only an hour long, which is really short. It'd be better if it was an hour and a half twice a week. So it's only an hour once a week. So to find another type of class to take, and probably it'll be hip hop.
Sun rises, my thoughts gravitate to thy sable mind, vibing, shocked with thy shine from the high. I got from most high, lifted from my dark times, moving in the 3 times. Love you heard, but in the currents of my own mind.
So the thing about dance is that I'm a great believer in dance, and you know, I just think it gets to muscles that you've never used before, with all the different types of moves. There's more than one, you know, major college football team that hasn't had the requirement of having their players take a ballet class, because ballet requires incredible strength. So the long and the short of it is that when you're using your body like that, you're getting into places that you don't get into with things like sports, you know. You're juggling your cellular structure around, your organs. Everything's getting worked, and in a variety of ways, at a variety of paces, with different strength requirements. And you just don't get that with most sports, you know. And besides the fact that it's fun, and there's usually a lot of girls around. So it's like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm doing at work at 12 a.m. So I'm going to chill here for an hour or two, have some cane juice, unbelievably delicious, and maybe some tea, blackberry tea or something, and listen to the music and socialize a little bit.
In the skies of your universe, see my in the skies of your universe. What good is love if you're not wearing it? Cold inside, the will of your pride all around. What good's a dream if you're not sharing them? You cover your heart, perfecting the art to survive. Play the game, girl, but the time has come. Start that dream. Together we can go through it. The fire in the moon. As long as I have you with it, and we take each other there. Showing another beat. Tell me, are you a bad fish too? Ain't got no money to spend. I own the night that never ends. Stand up for fam, yourself, love it like William Shatner. Eating candy cake batter while I'm foaming at the mouth from too much laughter. Is what I'm after, with no pills or the cancer. Ain't don't reject it, don't reject it. Yeah, don't reject it. And I know that you'll be there by night. And I know that you'll be mine. Be